Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Buck Discussions podcast, a channel, man. Yo, whatever you want to call it, it is the man J Coops back for another episode of J Coops Clips. Now, I know it has probably been about a week and a half or 2 weeks since I've last uploaded. I've been dealing with some technical difficulties trying to get these videos uploaded, so I apologize for that. But we're going to try again today, talk a little bit about what the Clippers have been up to lately because they have not looked good, man. They are currently 11-11 in their last 22 games, and they just came off two back-to-back losses. The first loss was against the Philadelphia 76ers without Joel Embiid. Again, without Joel Embiid, where they ended up losing 121-107 against the Philadelphia 76ers, a very underwhelming loss, and then they were on a back-to-back. So the day after, which was yesterday, they lost again against the Indiana Pacers in another blowout loss where they were doing all right in the first quarter, and then the last three quarters is when they kind of just collapsed. So we're going to go ahead and talk about this Indiana Pacers game, but as for that Philadelphia 76ers game, it was pretty underwhelming. The Clippers just looked very lethargic. They looked very slow. They looked just a step behind like they have pretty much the past 22 games. And I believe in those last 22 games, they are currently 28th or 29th defensively in the whole entire league in that stretch, which obviously is not ideal if you're trying to win a championship. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. But to start off this game, like I said, the Clippers, the first quarter was the only quarter in this game that the Clippers won. They were doing their thing. They were up by 5 points, 34-29 at the end of the first quarter. So it looked like it was going to be a decent game on the Clippers side because this is a high-powered offense that the Indiana Pacers have. So I was, like, if we can keep them to under 30 in the first quarter, that's obviously a good sign. But that was not the recipe for the rest of the game because they ended up hitting their shots and finding good looks later down the line in this game. The Indiana Pacers did. Or it was maybe just a lack of Clippers defense, leaving guys completely open, and I feel like that's definitely a part of it. But like I said, in this first quarter, man, it really did go as good as it could for the Clippers, especially considering how they've been playing lately. Paul George came out the gate smoking hot, man. He had his first 6 points for the Los Angeles Clippers. It was all twos, all mid-range jumpers and stuff like that. He might have had a layup in there, but like I said, he had the first 6 points for the Clippers in this game. So he was doing his thing. Around this point, it was 6-4. Still obviously very early in the game. The Clippers were only up by 2. But yeah, later down in the first quarter, man, it was going back and forth for the most part. Tyrese Halliburton he was going off this game, man. He just was lights out from three. And I seen something that said he hit 17 threes total in the month of March. But in this game, man, he was just lights out. I believe he had, what do you have total? He had 6 threes in this game. So just keep that in your mind and just put that in perspective, that he had 17 threes the whole month of March, but had 6 alone in this game. So that pretty much tells the whole story of this game. They just left the Pacers completely wide open. I believe the Pacers shot 61% from the three this game, which is just absolutely, that's just unacceptable if you're the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? I guess in the Clippers defense, you can say sometimes it's just guys, on fire. They're just hot right now. But honestly, to me, that isn't necessarily the case. Why are those guys hot? Why are they shooting this good? You want to know why? Because they're creating good shots. They're getting completely wide open looks. I can't tell you how many wide open shots I've seen given up by the Clippers over the last 22 games, probably even more than that. Not even just the time they've been playing bad, but even more than that. It's just like, how are you guys this grown up? I know it's all about jokes when it comes to the Clippers being old and stuff, but I will say, how are you guys this old in your mid-30s leaving guys wide open? Are you guys just not recognizing what you have to do? You guys have been in the league this long. Paul George has been in the league for 14 years. What are we doing leaving guys completely wide open? You know what I'm saying? To me, it's more or less just being a physically tired thing. It's just you being mentally lazy. You know what I'm saying? There's no excuse for that. Although Tyrese Halliburton is an all-right three-point shooter, there's no reason, any scenario where he should be hitting 6 threes out of 9 shots from the three-point line in this game. You know what I'm saying? The Clippers, they like to brag about how, we have 2 defensive wings. We have Kawhi Leonard. We have Paul George. When do you ever see those guys guarding anyone of significance? Let's be real. Usually they're on the 4th or 5th option on the team because they're fucking old as hell. And I will give them a little bit of credit. They do a lot offensively. But still, if you're trying to win games, you're trying to, take initiative to try to win games. There's no reason why you can't just sit down in the chair on the defensive end for a little bit and lock up. It's just funny, you know what I'm saying? Just seeing a team with championship aspirations play like this, where it's like there's no heart involved. You guys aren't winning a championship like that. I don't know if anyone's told you guys, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, James Harden, you guys are not winning a championship by just half-assing shit. I don't know if anyone's told you. I don't know if you guys have any good friends in your corner trying to, tell you, what to do, try to help you guys. But like, I'll tell you what, this is not it. You guys playing half-ass is not it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But as for the first quarter, like I said, the Clippers, this was the only quarter in this whole entire game that they won. It was 34-29 at the end of the first. Kawhi Leonard had 9 points. Norman Powell had 8 points. Norman Powell was lighting shit up as soon as he came in. Hit 2 back-to-back threes and then got to the line for a pair of free throws. So shout out to Norman Powell, who's probably my favorite player on the Clippers and has been pretty much all season. But like I said, Norman Powell, spark off the bench, came in, automatically had 8 points, more than what basically any of our starters did at this point. I will say Paul George obviously did have 6 points in the first, but that was pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? He had 26 points in the whole game, but like Paul George, his scoring just feels so useless when we're down by 15. Like what? Like why are you scoring now? Like why are you choosing to score when we're down 15? That's one thing. Another thing about this Clippers team is they can knock down so many shots when they're up by 20, but once they're down by 20, oh my God, like this Clippers team is the definition of a front runner. Like seriously, it's crazy. But here comes the second quarter, man. It was a couple minutes in. Like I said, the Clippers won the first quarter, but it was a pretty back and forth game for the most part, at least until halftime when the Clippers came out and just looked even more lethargic than they ever have this whole season. But it was about the 8-minute mark in the second quarter. It was 44-44. Pascal Siakam just had a bucket in the paint to tie it up at this point. And, I couldn't really, I was just like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't even really give myself a reason to care about this game just because I've seen it so many times where the Clippers come out and they just look so damn slow. They look tired. They look like they damn near don't even want to be there. It looks like they're tanking for a draft pick. That's damn near what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? But the Pacers ended up going up by 5 points after Pascal Siakam hit a three-pointer to put them up 49-44 with 7.5 minutes left in the second quarter. So like I said, it was a pretty back and forth game, pretty much the whole game. We were only down by 3 going into halftime. But, it was, like I said, it was pretty close for the most part until coming out of halftime. That's when the Pacers really started to put the beat down on the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? But Clippers, they were down by 4 points after a Halliburton 3, late in the fourth quarter. It was 59-55. And at this point, man, in my mind, mentally, I was just like, the Pacers are probably going to end up, getting some momentum in this game just off a couple, back-to-back-to-back buckets. And then that's pretty much just going to be the game because the Clippers they don't know how to react when it comes to getting slapped in the face like that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But like I said, at halftime, the Clippers were only down by 3 points. Thankfully, it was 65-62. And, Tyrese Halliburton was having a pretty good game up to this point. I'm not going to lie. He was 5 of 6 from the field. He had 15 points, 5 assists, and he was also 5 of 6 from 3. So basically all his shots that he took in this game so far were threes. You know what I'm saying? He made 5 threes with 15 points. So quick math right there. But other than that, man, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's just crazy, giving up 6 threes to Tyrese Halliburton in the first half. Like, this isn't even the whole game. Like, that's what I'm saying. This Clippers team is just not serious. But you also got Pascal Siakam with 14 points, shooting 5 of 10 from the field at half, along with Miles Turner with 11 points, 4 rebounds, shooting 3 of 4 and 2 of 3 from the three-point line. So everyone was just kicking our ass. You know what I'm saying? Miles Turner, especially out of the half, Miles Turner had like 5-6 points consecutively. And I was just, there's nothing you can do at a point like that, you know what I'm saying? But Kawhi Leonard at halftime had 13 points. He had 3 assists, shooting 5 of 6 from the field, and PG-13 had 13 points, shooting 6 of 8 from the field. So to be fair, they were pretty efficient in the first half, but it obviously was not enough, you know what I'm saying? So, and I also forgot to mention this was the Russell Westbrook return game, who had a very, very good game, I'm not going to lie. He had like 14 points, 7 assists, something like that. I don't really remember his complete stat line, but I know he did impact this game probably more than a guy like James Harden did, at least in my personal opinion. James Harden was looking terrible this game, just terrible. Like, he had like, 7, 8, 9 assists, something like that, but it didn't even really feel like it, you know what I'm saying? But Norman Powell, like I said, who was just who's been one of my favorite Clippers since we got him, to be honest. Not even just this year or even last season, but the year before that when we traded for him halfway in the season. Man, I just love Norman Powell's game. He just comes in, he does exactly what he's supposed to do, which is, just provide scoring. And that's exactly what he did. He had 10 points, shooting 3 of 4, shooting 2 of 3 from 3 at the half. So, yeah, they were just doing everything they could. Norman Powell was doing everything he could, but at the half, man, the fucking Indiana Pacers were shooting damn near 70% from 3. I said earlier that kind of goes into guys just being hot and just shooting lights out, but also what goes into that is the Clippers leaving guys completely wide open on the three-point line. It's just like, I don't know what you guys expect, leaving NBA players wide open from 3. Like, of course they're gonna knock down a couple. Like, put a fucking hand up. Have you ever tried that? Like, damn. You know what I'm saying? But coming out of the half, man, Miles Turner, he hit a 3 out of halftime to put the Pacers up by 8. And this was like literally in the first minute of the second half. So I was just at this point, just pour it on to the Clippers because they don't even deserve to win. You know what I'm saying? So it was 68-62 at this point. And yeah, at this point, I was pretty peeved. I ain't gonna lie, I was pretty pissed off. But like I said, man, once you've been a Clipper fan as long as I have, you learn not to really give a shit about the outcome of these games. You kind of just have fun with the process. But I will say, yeah, man, I wrote down right here in my notes, the first couple minutes of the third quarter, the Clippers look slow. Like, that's really the only take I had. The Clippers just look slow. They look old. They look like they do not need to be in the NBA. They look like they need to be at a retirement home somewhere in California. You know what I'm saying? They need to just be chilling. They need to be having their knees on ice because these guys just look slow as hell. But around the 6:50 minute mark, I believe the Clippers called a timeout. Or wait, no, it was the Indiana Pacers because I think we just got a bucket off of a steal. PG stole the ball in the lane and then ran it up for a layup. So we got back within 5 points. It was 80-75 at this point after that Pacers timeout. But that didn't even matter because, they just kept running up the score at this point. We got it back within 5, like I said. But other than that, that was pretty much the closest we've got to the Indiana Pacers in the rest of this game. You know what I'm saying? Because they just continued to run up the score. But still in the third quarter, the Clippers were still making it somewhat convincing, like they could, potentially have a comeback. But that obviously was not the case because the Clippers did get back within 3 after a Kawhi shot at the rim. It was 86-83 at this point, but yeah, man, at the end of the quarter, they just let off the gas. The Clippers just they got back within 3 and gave up at this point because at the end of the third quarter, it was 97-89, so we were down by 8 points at the end of the third quarter. But going into the fourth, man, the Pacers opened up the fourth quarter on a 6-0 run. So that's pretty much what killed us this game. I mean, we was already down by 8, but then when you come out into the fourth quarter and score 6 straight points to add on top of that, it just made it a whole lot worse. So at this point, it was 103-89. We were down by 14 points. So yeah, that's pretty much when I was just like, yeah, that's pretty much game because damn well the old ass Clippers are not coming back out of any other team in the league. So yeah, man. So it is what it is. But they just kept running it up. Shepherd hit a 3 with about 8.5 minutes left. He hit a 3. I think it was somewhere in the corner to put the Indiana Pacers at 115-95. So yeah, we were just getting our ass kicked pretty much at this point. And then the Clippers were 1 of 7 from the field at this point in the fourth quarter. So we could not get shit to far. Only points were free throws from, I believe, James Harden on an and one. So that's literally the only shot that fell for us this point in the fourth quarter with about 7 minutes left. But yeah, man, I stopped taking my notes around the 1:52 mark in the fourth quarter because the Clippers gave up. So there's not much else I could have done, you know what I'm saying, I could have said. But yeah, it was about 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It was 131-112. So at this point, it was just done with, you know what I'm saying. But the Indiana Pacers ended up winning this game 133-116. Tyrese Halliburton, Pascal Siakam, and Miles Turner all had great games. Pascal Siakam was the leading scorer for the Pacers. He had 31 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, shooting 12 of 20 from the field. So that's a pretty efficient game. But Tyrese Halliburton, like I said, just killed us from three this game. He had 21 points, 9 assists, shooting 7 of 12 from the field, and also 6 of 9 from the three-point line this game. Just insane. And then Miles Turner with 24 points, 7 rebounds, shooting 8 of 12 from the field, and then 4 of 6 from three. So when their center is giving us 4 threes alone, like, I just don't even know what else to say. Like, I know Miles Turner can shoot the ball, but why are we letting Miles Turner, out of all fucking players, shoot 4 fucking threes in a game and make them? Like, do you guys have no, like, pride, nothing? Like, if it was me, bro, I'm sorry, I'd be fouling that motherfucker before I just let him shoot a whole other wide open three. That's what I'm saying. This Clippers team is just a joke. You know, these guys are playing for something that isn't a championship. These guys are all playing for their own agenda. They're James Harden's trying to get paid. I don't know how, though. You look like fucking complete dog shit, so I don't know who the hell's going to pay you this offseason, because I sure as hell hope it isn't the Clippers. I hope we don't same with Paul George. I hope to God we do not give him a max contract, because if we do, this franchise is going to be just in a worse place than it is now. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Like I said, Indiana Pacers ended up winning this game 133-116. So it was just all bad. But Kawhi Leonard, that's the funny thing. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George actually had decent games, and we still got fucking blown out. Isn't that just crazy, bro? Kawhi Leonard with 26 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, shooting 11 of 18 from the field. And then Paul George with 26 points and also 3 assists, shooting 12 of 18 from the field and 2 of 4 from 3. So, like I said, these guys were pretty all right. They were efficient, but it just obviously is not enough to get the job done. I didn't even write down James Harden's stat line because it's not even worth talking about. He's fucking dog shit. But we have Norman Powell, who, like I said, one of my favorite players, if not my favorite player on the Clippers, because more times than not, he's actually out there. He's actually out there playing with a sense of urgency and playing like he has some fucking damn pride. You know what I'm saying? So Norman Powell with 22 points. He had 3 rebounds, shooting 8 of 13 from the field, and just a magnificent game. 8 of 13 from the field and 2 of 5 from 3. So shout out to Norman Powell, man. I can't even ask any more of this dude. I can't, because he's just doing everything that James Harden is supposed to be doing. So it's like, what else am I supposed to say about Norman Powell, who's coming off the bench, who should be 6th man of the year in my opinion? You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said earlier, the Indiana Pacers, man, they were shooting lights out this game, just in general, but especially from 3. They shot 61% from 3. And like I said at the beginning of the episode, obviously that comes with just some out, you know, like it's just the outlier. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way these guys are shooting 61% consistently from 3. But what also doesn't help that case is leaving guys completely wide open on the Clippers side. So it's just like, there's not even much I could say. But yeah, they shot 58% from the field in general compared to the Clippers 54% from the floor, and the Clippers shot 30% from the three-point line. So put this into perspective, man. They shot 30% worse than the Indiana Pacers did from 3. The Indiana Pacers shot 61%, Clippers shot 30%. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, it's honestly hysterical. Like, if I wasn't a Clippers fan, I'd probably just be laughing at these dudes as they deserve to be laughed at, because they're fucking pathetic. Like, it's just funny seeing the effort. Like, these guys really trying to play for, like, Paul George, who the fuck do you think's about to give you a max contract playing like this, bro? Like, you had a decent game, but let's talk about all the other games you've played like shit the past couple games. Let's do it. Let's just have that conversation, because I'm very curious to hear what Paul George, out of all people, has to say. But with all that being said, man, the Clippers still, you know, I went this whole episode without even talking about the fact that they fell down from the 4 seed after being a top 4 seed basically all season. Now they are the 5th seed behind the New Orleans Pelicans. And they still have potential to, you know, fall into the play-in. So if the Clippers want to just fall into the play-in, keep playing like shit. Keep playing how y'all have been playing, because y'all are fucking pathetic. You know what I'm saying? But I think this pretty much concludes my little rant on the Clippers. You know, this is my squad, so I'm going to be invested watching them the rest of the season and in the playoffs. But my will to care anymore is just not there, you know? So shout out to the Clippers, man. Hopefully y'all can get y'all shit on straight, because y'all look like complete fucking dog shit. But this does wrap up this episode of J Coops Clips. So if you enjoyed it, found it useful, informational, shit, even entertaining in any type of way, make sure you hit it with a thumbs up, because I'm always dropping J Coops Clips, and some episodes are more like this. Some episodes are more, you know, just a little bit calm, just a little bit more chill, not going in on the guys that much, but they deserve it. Even Tyronn Lue said last night in the post-game interview, these guys are soft. We're soft. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, hopefully they take those words and fucking finally get in the gym and just grind. You know what I'm saying? Because these guys look fucking pathetic, and it's sad that we have to say this. not even a full month before the playoffs. So, yeah, until next time, y'all. Peace out.
In the jungle like I'm Conan, count up with both hands. Switch the flow like it was broken. I'm on the road, man, making plays just like DeRozan. I shoot my shot, and that shit wetter than the ocean. I brag a lot, but with the wind and come the boasting. I made a lot from them apartments that I sold, and he didn't make it up to college. So them streets where he enrolled in. I know I'm a scholar from the moments that I was exposed in.